So, in case you missed it yesterday, it was Saturday afternoon, this report dropped from Joe Cowley. There's a lot of stuff in here, but here's the headline. Talking about the Bulls obviously making Zach and Vooch available for trade, he said, but now it's becoming clear that even some pieces the Bulls were counting on to be a part of that future are looking more suspect than prospect. A source Saturday told the Sun-Times that Karnisovas finally has bought into the idea that the 23-year-old forward Patrick Williams needs a change of scenery, opening the door for him to be on the trade block too. It also maybe not a coincidence that Pat actually just became trade eligible a few days ago because of his freshly signed contract. But
yeah.
Wow. I don't think that's the only reason why this report just came out.
I know people are super frustrated with Patrick for not living up to their expectations and for not being good enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not denying that. I do think it's bad business to overpay a guy and then immediately try to trade him when he is at the lowest point in his value. Like, that's just not productive right now. Like, I've talked to people around the league. Patrick's value is negative right now. He's not getting you something. You're attaching something to get off of him. And like, the Bulls are not in a position to do that. Period. They didn't do it with Zach. They're not going to do it. Like, they cannot do that. The best thing for the Bulls and Patrick right now is to, lie in the bed that they made with this and learn lessons from this when you're talking about next summer and the restricted free agents that are on your roster that you're going to have to make decisions about, and try to put Patrick in the best positions that he can to succeed, because hopefully he will play to a point where he becomes a positive asset again, and then you can try to move him. But like, the idea of overpay a guy, immediately determine you're done with him, and then like decide you're trading him and not be like talked off that position, that's how you end up in the same position that Zach is in right now. It's, you sign the guy for what you think should be tradable, you make up your mind about him, and then you try to trade him, you lose leverage. Like, they can't do that with Patrick. And I think I get the frustration with him. I have not been like, he's been playing poorly. There's no other way to put it. I'm not like defending him, but that would be a bad business decision to try to dump him or move him. Now, some people might say, well, he's 23. He's a former 4th overall pick. Maybe he saw his upside. That's the stuff that you have been feeding and eating yourself, which is why he's in this position in the first place. Like, people around the league are not attached to him in that way. They didn't draft him for it. They would be looking at him as like maybe a reclamation project, but at $5 million a year on his rookie deal, sure. At $18 million a year for 5 more years, that's a liability.
That's an expensive project.
He has to play his way out of this. The Bulls have to put him in a position to play his way out of this. That's on both sides. But like, yeah, I mean, to trade him right now would be just, I mean, they would be giving up picks to do.
We all silly like the mayor.